The 2021 season is over. Let's grade some rookies. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary, back with another video, and today I'll be talking about the 2021 rookie class. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention you can follow on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. And if you haven't already, check out the Just Jets podcast. We have one more episode on Wednesday this week, and then it's returning back to its Monday date. We also have something new coming on Sundays during the off season. I'm going to hold off on saying what that is just yet, and we'll get into all that and so much more fun in this episode where we'll be, talking about some rookie class. But before we do that, this video is brought to you by our sponsor over at LinkedIn. Did you know that these days it can be very hard to find and hire the right candidates for your small business? That's why LinkedIn Jobs made it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. Create a free job post in just minutes on LinkedIn to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people, by the way. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? I looked on LinkedIn to find my last job, to be quite honest with you. You can post your job for free at linkedin.com/MO. That is linkedin.com/MO to post your job for free. Terms and conditions may apply. So the New York Jets are a young football team. That is not news to anyone. They spent a lot of their season playing young players, including rookies, and developing those guys. So we're going to go through each one of the Jets draft picks in 2021. We'll talk about them, who played well, who didn't play well, what we're giving them as a grade. And we'll start things off with Zach Wilson, who obviously taken second overall, high expectations. I'm going to give Zach Wilson a B- for his rookie year. There were ups and there were downs. It was a roller coaster kind of a year for Zach Wilson, as most people assumed it was going to be. So I'm going to give him somewhere around the B-, I think is fair. Early in the year, interception numbers were way too high. But something that I like that we saw over his final 5 games of the year, did not throw a pick. One of the biggest issues with Jets young quarterbacks, turnovers. Sam Darnold was never able to grow out of those turnovers. A big reason why he was traded and why he's struggling in Carolina. Mark Sanchez, early success. Turnovers an issue. Geno Smith, Ryan Fitzpatrick. You want to go right down the line? Just about every single quarterback the Jets have started after Chad Pennington probably had turnover issues. And Zach Wilson clearly did, but turned that around. So over 13 games, 55.6 completion percentage. That needs to go up next year. 2,334 yards. Yardage needs to go up next year. 9 touchdowns. That needs to go up next year. Was able to add rushing touchdowns to that total. So that is a positive, a plus that I like that we saw at the end of the year. He was adding some more rushing to his game. I think that's something that he needs to do. 11 interceptions in 13 games, under an interception per game for a rookie. Absolutely would take that. 6.1 yards per attempt. That needs to go up. 69.7 rating. That also needs to go up. The bad, I mean, we saw the games where he struggled. Against the New England Patriots was rough the first time. That was a really tough game. Against the Buffalo Bills in Week 18, extremely tough. Again, circumstances are not easy on the road in Denver. There were a lot of tough ones for him, but there was also a lot of positives. Against Tampa Bay, first half against the Eagles, the game against the Tennessee Titans, the second half of the first week of the year. There were positives and definitely incremental improvements. Does he have to take a big step forward in year 2? Of course. If he goes out and puts up similar numbers to this in his second year, that's an issue. But you have to also consider the context to these numbers too. You can't just look at the numbers and say, okay, that's it. No, well, there was a story. And a big part of the story is injuries playing a big factor. Offensive line, supporting cast. So, that's definitely one of the things that you have to consider when looking at that. As for the second guy on our list, Alijah Vera-Tucker. I'm going to give Alijah Vera-Tucker an A. He did everything that I wanted him to do. He allowed just 2 sacks on the entire year, 4% pressure rate, solid. He struggled earlier in the year. There's no denying that, and it wasn't great against Buffalo this last week of the year, but overall, he's pretty much right what I expected him to be, and he's only going to get better. He was steady at left guard. It's not easy to play left guard in the NFL. He played tackle his final year at college. He is someone who's versatile and can play tackle or guard, which is great. But to come in right away and play as well as he did, I was impressed. Is there room for improvement? Yes. But I thought year one, all things considered, really can't ask for too much more. Elijah Moore, speaking of more, Elijah Moore is up next. I'm going to give Elijah an A- for his rookie year. 11 games, 538 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Now, part of the reason why it's an A- and not an A, missed a lot of time, some missed games. Earlier in the year wasn't really much of a factor. Is that his fault? Is it the scheme? Is it, you go right down the line. But more of the story, an A- is still a really good grade, folks. We're talking about like on a 100 scale, a 92. He was really good, especially from week 8 to week 13. In that 6-game span, he put up 459 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. He's going to have a major role in the 2022 offense, and there's no reason that if he's playing 16, 17 games next year, that he can't push 900 plus 1,000 receiving yards in that range and be, I don't know, 7, 10. Can we get double-digit touchdown guy? That would be really nice. Have to love what you saw at Elijah Moore. Very, very versatile player. Loved utilizing him in the jet sweep stuff and got creative with him. Get the ball in your playmaker's hands, please. He was really good for the Jets this year. Next up is Michael Carter, the running back. I'm going to give Michael Carter a B+. I thought he was very solid as a rookie. 14 games, 639 yards, 4.3 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, added 325 receiving yards. He was solid as a rookie. What was it? Phenomenal. I don't really put it at the same level as Elijah Moore and Elijah Vera Tucker's rookie year, but it was good. The reason why it's probably not an A- is because he had a few clunkers in there. There were 4 or 5 games where he had under 3 yards to carry. And again, some of it is circumstantial. Early in the year, he struggled, as most rookies did. But in the second half of the year, the Jets' run game got significantly better, and he was a big reason why. He's running back 1 for next year for sure. I also probably look to bring back Tevin Coleman and then add a bigger body bruiser on day 3 in the NFL draft next year, or on the cheap and free agency for a veteran minimum contract. He's a good player and a really nice find for the New York Jets where they grabbed him. I'm thrilled that he's on the team and expect him to get better next year, as I think everyone does. Jamien Sherwood for me is up next, and he's getting it incomplete. Our first of a couple incomplete grades. He only played 5 games and played 36% of the snaps over that span. So I don't know how you could possibly give him a grade in 5 games. That wouldn't be fair. So we'll go next to Michael Carter II, the cornerback. He was pretty solid. 15 games played, 5 pass deflections, 1 sack, 2 fumble recoveries, 72 tackles, 1 touchdown allowed. I'm going to give him a B+. I thought he was steady too. Was asked to do a lot in year 1, and for the most part was pretty good. I was very satisfied with his play. His completion percentage was a little high. That's probably keeping him away from an A grade. But again, a B+ grade on a player you got this late in your draft class on day 3. You take that every single day of the week. So my expectation is he was going to be the starting slot corner for this team next year and be fine. Which is, again, if you're getting contributors at this point in the draft and starters who are, pretty good. Is he phenomenal? No. But is he a pretty good slot corner? Yeah, you could absolutely survive with him. So I was pretty satisfied with that. Jason Pinnock is up next, and he also gets an incomplete grade. He only played 8 games and 202 snaps. I don't know how I could grade someone on just 200 snaps. Not so great at corner, better at safety. Is he someone who I expect to stick on this team? Probably not. Is he going to get cut next year? Also probably not, but I don't even think he's cornerback 4 next year. I think he's, maybe cornerback 6? Safety 3 or 4, maybe? He's going to be a practice squad / end of the roster kind of player, which is fine. Up next, Hamza. Oh my God, I always butcher that. Hamza Nasruddin. There we go. Also incomplete. Played 4 games, 60 snaps. So I can't possibly grade that. He was asked to transition from safety to linebacker. I liked that pick more than I liked the Sherwood pick. Not that I was anti-Sherwood, but just I thought there was maybe something there like you could have saw from Bryce Hall in 2020. I thought we would maybe see from Nasruddin in 2021. Was really, banged up a lot. Didn't get that chance. I think probably more than likely going to be a special teamer slash rotational linebacker, which is okay. You need guys like that on your roster, but incomplete grade for 2021. Brandon Echols is up next, and I'm going to give Brandon Echols a B. He overachieved my expectations, but was kind of rocky. So he gets a little bit of above average grade. He competes, which is what I think is the best thing you could say about him. He's probably overmatched as a starting corner in this league. I don't think he should probably be the starting corner on the outside next year. I would like for them to improve. But he held his own and is definitely a valuable piece to a roster. You need 4 corners you can trust, and he would be the first one to rotate in, I guess, cornerback 4 for me next year in a perfect world. Only allowed 1 touchdown, major plus, 6 penalties. That's kind of a lot. That's why I think I moved him from B plus to B. And 64.4 completion percentage allowed. The last one to round out the draft class was Jonathan Marshall, incomplete. Only played 4 games, 77 snaps, 1 quarterback hit. Probably a practice squad player, but maybe he gets a little bit of a bigger role because I don't know if you're bringing Fola Fatukasi back, so maybe he gets a little bit of a bigger role. But all things considered, I mean, major contributors: Zach Wilson, Elijah Vera Tucker, Elijah Moore, Michael Carter, Brandon Echols. That's 6 guys who played significant roles for this Jets team. So I think you have to be pretty happy with the 2021 rookie class, and my hope is that going into next year, 2022, they take another step forward. So let me know, how would you grade the rookies from this class? Comment below, get at me on social media, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.